Welcome to the Hopefulist Activated. Welcome to the Hopefulist with me, Wendy McClure. This is where we turn those nasty, negative thoughts into positive and work toward a happy, fulfilled life. Now, let's get started.
Let's get started because we have a lot to get to. I wanted to start off today with talking about, Mr. Ted Cruz, the wonderful senator from Texas, who is just the model of integrity and, what people should be in this world in reference to the student loan forgiveness program. A program that actually helps the average American in this country. Yeah, he doesn't like it. He's mad. So you know what he said? Yeah, now these slacker baristas that have a worthless degree, maybe they can get up off the couch and put the bong down long enough to go vote. Because that's what this program is all about. It's about buying votes. That's what the Republicans are saying. This is just to buy votes right before the midterm elections. This was a campaign promise. Biden ran on the fact that he was going to work on student loan forgiveness programs. And, the Republicans have very short memories. But really what I want to get to is, how freaking dare you, Ted Cruz? Who are you to sit there and judge anybody's job? Are you saying that Starbucks baristas are low class? Are you saying that anybody who works at Starbucks is a slacker? Do you realize how many people you are ostracizing by making statements like this? Because it's probably not just the people that work at Starbucks that take offense to this comment. It's people who work in any type of service industry. And, think about your constituents and the children that they have right now. Maybe they're working in the service industry with what you call their useless degrees. I'm sure your constituents are so happy to hear that you feel that they worked their butt off to send their kids to college so they can get what you call a useless degree. And how dare again you throw everybody into this category of sitting around taking hits from the bong. Who are you? Who do you think you are? You are a literal POS. And it just baffles my mind that a man in the U.S. Senate is speaking this way about his fellow Americans. This is what the Republican Party has come to, and this is why I want no parts of it. It is nothing but bullying and disgracing people. Judgment. Now you're shameful for going to college because you have a useless degree. Whose fault is that? Okay, so I needed to get that off my chest, so thank you for indulging me. Now on to women's rights. This world is so crazy. I can't even believe that this is what we need to be talking about right now. But I'm forging on. The extreme abortion laws in most states in the U.S. continue to cause havoc in women and their families. A story came out this week about a woman from Louisiana, Nancy Davis. She is 13 weeks pregnant. She found out that the fetus she is carrying lacks a skull. This baby is headless. There is absolutely zero chance this baby will survive. But due to her state's extreme laws on abortion, with little to no exceptions, she is not able to have the procedure. Now, does this seem a bit ludicrous to you? Do you see how harsh these laws are and how it is forcing women into trauma-related situations? Why on earth would this woman be forced to carry a baby that will be dead on arrival for another 27 weeks? How traumatic is that for her, her partner, and the child that she already has? Now, Ms. Davis does not intend to keep this baby, but she has to travel to Florida in order to get an abortion, and she has to do it very quickly, as Florida doesn't allow abortion after 15 weeks. So she was 13 weeks when she found this out. She literally has to stop her life, make plans to get there in the next 2 weeks, no matter how much it costs, or regardless of any other obligations she has in order to get this done. And soon, some states are making it illegal for you to even travel out of state if you are pregnant. Some have already enacted this law. How horrible for this woman and her family. She doesn't want an abortion. She would have welcomed this baby with open arms. But because this country has gone crazy with controlling women and acting like their lives do not matter, she has to make a very difficult, expensive decision. Now, these are the types of things that most people did not consider when they voted to ban abortion in their states. Or maybe they did and don't care. I'm not quite sure. I would put nothing past Republicans at this point, but I do know that at least one senator has regretted his decision to vote in favor of these bans. Senator Dick Durbin says that after talking with two young women who were both sexually assaulted, he realizes that these decisions belong to the women who are in these horrific situations. Imagine that, leaving the decision up to the woman. It's progress, not much, but it's something. I'm still wondering what the Republicans can be thinking with this all of these extreme laws about women, their bodies, and their livelihood right before the midterm elections. Now, I have heard that the decision to overturn Roe was made earlier than intended, that it was meant to happen after the Supreme Court took up Moore versus Harper, which they are reading the case in October. I don't know how long it will take for them to come out with a decision on it, but that is the one that deals with voter rights, and that is the one that can literally take our rights as voters out of our hands and put them in the state legislators' hands, which we cannot allow to happen because that is no longer a democracy. Now, I can't confirm that story that the Supreme Court jumped the gun and overturned Roe v. Wade too early, but I have to think they have some sort of plan, right? Or do they really think that women wouldn't be upset about this? Did they really think that women were just going to be like, oh, okay, I guess that's not an option anymore? Now, I can't believe they all would have thought that, but you never know. I've also heard a theory that Republicans are hoping to make it so extreme to get any type of abortion that if they at some point relent on allowing exceptions for women who are sexually assaulted, maybe that will satisfy us and we'll stop fighting the right for everyone to have access to reproductive rights as they see fit. I can't confirm that either, but that actually seems like a plausible theory to me. But nope, not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. We will not stop until we have total control over our bodily autonomy and can make the decisions that are best for us. Because if we don't have freedom to choose what is best for our lives, then we don't have freedom at all. And I refuse to live in a country where women are treated as second-class citizens. Now, I've gotten some flack on social media for my views, been called some pretty hateful things for my position. Now, my question to those who are only worried about the unborn is, are you an organ donor? Because your organs can go on to save many lives after you die. If the answer to that is yes, I applaud you. If you aren't, that was your choice. You get to choose what to do with your body even after you're dead. Women can't take control of their body while they're alive. Seriously, a corpse has more rights than women in this country. Seriously, let that sink in. I've also seen a lot of women slut-shaming in their responses to some of my posts. Really, in this day and age, we're still doing that? Which leads me to believe that a lot of this really does have to do with women having the audacity to have sex for pleasure. You know, the same thing men have been able to do since the beginning of time. So the comment went something like this. What about the baby you created with your reckless, shameless behavior? First of all, whoa, way to group all situations into one there, honey. And two, why is it always the woman's fault when they get pregnant? Why is it men are still not being held accountable? Why aren't we putting more of the responsibility on men? I mean, I know the answer to that, but seriously, how is this not brought up more? These laws are so archaic and have set us back so many years. We still haven't passed the Equal Rights Amendment that was introduced in the 1970s. You know, back when you couldn't have your own bank account or apply for a credit card without a husband or father's name on it. This is what we're dealing with. And that's how Republicans would like to see us again. There is no doubt in my mind with the way that they are enacting laws and trying to control our lives and our bodies. And before anyone starts speaking up about, you know, how maybe you can just put the baby up for adoption. There's so many people that would love to have a baby. Yeah, you know what? No. It is not a woman's responsibility to supply the world with babies. Period. Period. Could you imagine a man putting his life on hold for 9 months to supply someone else with a baby he doesn't intend to keep? No drinking, no smoking of any type, no sushi, limited caffeine, not to mention how uncomfortable you become while you are pregnant and the pain of the delivery process. Can you imagine a man going through all of that for a baby he doesn't even intend to keep? There may be a few out there. I'm not saying that there's none, but there's not many. All of this just reeks to me of putting men back where they want to be, in control and at the top. The superior gender, to have women be subservient once again. The Republicans that are enacting these laws, at least, think this. I truly believe that women have caught up a little too fast to men, and they're scared. They're coming up in terms of education. They're coming up in terms of climbing the corporate ladder. They're getting close to making the same amount of money. And they're scared. They're scared. They're going to have to compete with women to get that job, to make that money. And it's going to force them to, God forbid, work harder. Make no mistake, this is an attempt to put us women back in our place. I've also been asked about inflation and how that's working for me. You know what? Honestly, I don't care. Don't care. Truly, I don't care. First of all, there is inflation taking place all over the world right now. It's a global issue. So President Biden must be super duper powerful to affect the economies of the entire world. And even if it were all his fault, I will gladly pay 3 times what I'm paying right now in order to get my rights as a human being back. I don't care what else is happening in the country right now. I'm working to get women their rights back, that is. And that is the only issue I am worried about and working toward until we do. I will be voting for those who will return us to our rightful place in this country. I am continually working with Planned Parenthood and Women's March to let lawmakers know we will not sit down and we will not take this. I will not resign myself to that. This is how things are now. Nope. It's never going to happen. Never. I will work till my dying day to make sure women are treated as they should be in this country. With that said, there is a huge march taking place in Washington, D.C. on the weekend of October 7th through the 9th. It's through Women's March, who you can follow on Facebook or Instagram. Now, they're not being very forthright with the specifics right now, which is very frustrating, but I plan to be there. I hope you can make arrangements to be there too. And until next time, ladies, keep up the fight. Talk to everyone you know about your position on this issue. Point out how Republicans are voting against women and all of their rights. Keep spreading the word and encourage women to vote blue. This is in order to save the lives of women, of all women, and get our rights back.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist. Now, don't you feel good? Make sure you come back next week. See you then.